This is a trading post for today, 22nd July. Um, going to look at what our systems are telling us and what actions you have to take. I think the first one that we got is from a macro perspective, we are still in a stagflationary regime. So GDP growth 2.4 and inflation is at 2.8. So technically, we are in a stagflationary regime. So that means there are some factor weight distribution that needs to be taken into account. Um, on the active ledger positions, cash pools currently, um, we've got a couple of stocks that are hitting the single name cap. So on our portfolio, we enforce a single name cap of 8.5%. So there are a couple of names that are hitting the single name cap. That's ABBV. So I'm going to look at ABBV first. Looking at the fundamentals. So still a wide economic moat. So high uncertainty. AppY is a global diversified research-based biopharmaceutical company. Research and development, manufacturing, commercialization, sale of medicines, mainly gastroenterology, oncology related products. Currently at 255. The analyst ratings seems to suggest somewhere at about our target is about 282. But I'm going to trim this position slightly. So we're hitting the 8.5% mark. So I'm going to trim this. My script is telling me to reduce by 0.25%. So that's something that I'm going to do today. Secondly, we've got Abbott Laboratories, ABT. Again, ABT is also hitting the 8.5% single name cap on our portfolio. Long position, single name cap. So I'm looking at there's been, I think, in the last 1.5 months, there's been a pretty good rally. So that's what I'm looking at currently. See if this is something that I need to do anything about. So Abbott Laboratories, healthcare company, they're into discovery, development, manufacture, and sale abroad. Quite diversified line of healthcare products. It's got a narrow moat, say medium sort of uncertainty here. And I look at the sort of analyst ratings. We are at $100 currently, 100.41. We entered at what price did we enter? We had previously exited the stock because it was quite down. I think we exited at 122. We bought this again at 82. Right. So it's something that I keep talking about on these videos. We use a mechanism by which when the price starts declining, so we tend to close the position and then we will buy it after it's hit the bottom and then starts going up. So we bought at 82. Today we are at 100.57. But I think this one has a little bit more juice left. So I'm not closing the position as such. So what I'm going to do is to trim this. My script is asking me to trim it by 0.13%. So because of the price increase, it's slightly um, exceeded the 8.5% cap. So that's the other one that I'm going to do. Right. So that's the second action that I need to take for today. The third action that I have is AOSmith. So now I look at this AOS, the ticker is AOS. So AOSmith, again, this is another stock that we had exited when it reached a peak, about $80. We hit the sell button at that time. This was back in February, and then we bought it back. I think what price did we buy? Price did we buy? 55, 55.91. Okay, so now we're at. I'd like to hold this position, except we're hitting the um, single name cap again. This is basically a technology solutions company. Gas and electric water heaters, boilers, tap tanks, water treatment products. We have a wide economic moat, medium uncertainty, fair value estimate of 72. So we will definitely stay put on this one. Analyst expectations are going about 80, close to about 80. We subscribe to a handful of analysts. We look at taken about 80. So we'd like to hold, but I just need to trim this position slightly. So let me see how much the script is asking us to trim. Okay, 0.33% trim on this particular position. So the price increase, it's kind of hit um, the top end, right? And from our hedge book, we hedge using a bunch of stocks. We don't use any complex products as such. So we're looking at Tesla, MicroStrategy, strategy as they call it, Nvidia, Netflix, AMD, Amazon, Walmart, being on the hedge book. So on the hedge book, let me see what's our drawdown currently. So our drawdown ladder is 0, which means basically it's below 3% drawdown, so we don't need to hedge. So we kind of stay put on this. Then there are a few on-demand trade action recommendations. So what the script usually does at night is, it promotes a few stocks from the watch list into the portfolio. So usually what happens is big positions that are being built, it's basically built in 0.25% increments over time. So the first step in the ladder is the satellite portfolio. So any watch listed stock that fits our criteria within the price bracket where we can enter fairly valued, it goes into the long book in this satellite section. And the satellite section slowly grows the position from about 0.25% going all the way up 2.3%. At which stage, if the stock has resided in the satellite for at least 2 quarters, then we can promote that to the subcore portfolio. And then again, it's graduated in 0.25% increments in the subcore portfolio, and then it can go into the core portfolio. The core portfolio has a maximum of 8.5% single name cap, which I was handling for basically for some of the stocks that you looked at earlier. So we've got a few recommendations for today. So one of them is uh, COP, um, ConocoPhillips. So oil and gas. So we previously exited this one, but we didn't put basically anti-whipsaw. Anti-whipsaw is the case where if we exit a position because of a fundamental drag, then we don't re-enter that particular stock for the next 2 quarters. But here we exited because of price action. We did not exit because of fundamental drag. So the script has identified ConocoPhillips as a likely candidate to re-enter the satellite book. So I'm going to look into this one and we'll put in a small position. There's again 0.25% is the recommendation. The next one I have a recommendation for is COR. This one is Cencora, pharmaceutical sourcing and distribution services. Narrow moat, but the moat trend is quite stable. Fair value estimate is 350. Analyst expectations likely going to about 400. So currently at 303. So I'm going to look into this one. Basically, yesterday the script is asking me to 0.25% position on this one. So we'll have to fund the 0.25% in here. So next one I've got Copart, CPRT. Again, watch list to satellite promotion. Copart is online auctions and vehicle remarketing services. Services to process and sell vehicles for the internet. Right, that's what they do. Copart is basically a new one on the wide moat, stable trend, fair value estimate of 43, while the stock is now at 27. Looking at analyst ratings, yeah, buy recommendation. Gonna look at basically segment in here. Okay. So sentiment seems to be positive. So I'm going to put in basically a 0.25% position on this. Another one that I have is CVS Health. So that's another one for today. basically pharmacy, health services company, very low moat. Okay, fair value estimate of 105. Target is about 113, 123 actually. So the stock is currently at 109. So I'm going to put in basically a 0.25% position on this one. So those were the trade recommendations for today. We banned a few tickers. Coin is one of them. Airbnb is another one. Uh, APP, APTV, and a few that we banned. Liquidity reasons mainly, so we don't want to take a chance with some of these. Then we also look at what is our total NAV and high water mark as of today. So other than the NAV, we have a number of Substack subscribers who are basically testing our portfolio. So the link that we put into our the Alpha Signal portal. So go into that. So there's about a million, close to £1 million among the Substack subscribers testing our portfolio, which is trying it out for themselves. So we only take into account those that went in and said, "I executed this particular one." So it's not just any number. So those who are trading our portfolio, that's about 1 million. And then among the B2B advisory firms, that's another 3 active firms that are trading our signals. And also the programmatic execution, that's another 2 firms that do the programmatic execution of our signals. So that's about 5.5 million under advisement. Other than our own portfolio currently. I'm looking at the high water mark to see if I need to make any changes. The script is not telling me to make any hedge at this particular point in time. I also look at the short book every day to see if we need to activate the circuit breaker. The script tells us if the circuit breaker needs to be activated. So as of now, the market is not that volatile for us to activate the circuit breakers. So you don't need to do anything to that. So that's pretty much all for today. Looking at performance for the month, we seem to be doing very well as of now. The portfolio performance is good. The long to short ratio is a little bit skewed, I must say, because we've got a bit more cash sitting on our book. And the longs can be expanded a little bit. The shorts can be expanded as well. So on the short book, there are very few positions currently, very small positions as well. So there's a pretty good opportunity to expand the shorts at this particular point in time. Right. Thank you. That's it for now. But you'll keep hearing from me on other trading posts as we go about.